We have 4 more examples in this lesson, and they all have to do with application problems involving the elimination method. So example 6, I honestly don't love, but you have a question like it in my math lab. So I thought I would have a question like it in our notes here. It says a movie theater sells tickets for $10 each, with seniors receiving a discount of $2. One evening, the theater sold 525 tickets and had revenue of $4,630. So write an equation that states the total number of tickets was sold was 525 tickets. So when we do problems like this, you can pick X and Y to be your variables, but you need to come over here to the side and say X equals this, Y equals this. If you choose not to do that, what I personally like to do is make variables represent things that make sense in the problem. So for example, my $10 tickets, I'm going to call T. And then my senior discounted tickets, I'm going to call S. But if you want to pick X and Y, that's fine. But you need to come over here to the side and say X equals the $10 tickets, X equals that, and then Y equals your senior tickets. Now to write an equation that states the total number of tickets was 525, that is simply going to be my S, my T plus my S equals this amount here. Okay, so where did I come up with that? No matter how many $10 tickets I sell, and no matter how many senior discounted tickets I sell, I know that the total amount needs to be this 525, the total tickets. So whether this is 525, whether it's 450 and 75, whatever the number that these two represent, the total needs to be that number here. Part B wants an expression that represents the revenue of regular priced tickets. So my regular price tickets are $10 each. So we will have 10 times T. However many tickets I'm selling here, I'm going to multiply that by 10, and that will give me the amount of revenue I brought in from selling regular price tickets. Likewise, what's the expression that represents the revenue of senior discounted tickets? Well, how much do my senior discounted tickets cost? Okay, it's not $2. We are receiving a discount of $2. So that means that those are $8. So we're going to do 8 times the number amount, however many this number is here, 8 times that number to say how much revenue I'm bringing in from these senior discounted tickets. So now we need to write the equation that states that the sum of the revenue was $46.30. Well, I know the revenue for my regular and the revenue for my senior. So if I add these two revenues up, it needs to equal the total amount of revenue I brought in for that night. So let me find my black pen here. Now part E wants us to solve these two equations to find out how many of each type of ticket were sold. So here is my first equation, here is my second equation. And now we can solve. Now, I personally like elimination when all of my things are stacked. You can easily use substitution as well. You can solve for T by subtracting your S over, or solve for S by subtracting your T over. So for example, T would equal 525 minus S. But I'm going to use elimination. And if I want to eliminate, let's say my T first, what would I have to multiply this top one by to get my T's to eliminate? Okay, hopefully -10. So 1 times -10, we'll get it to eliminate with this. If I wanted to cancel out my S's, what would we multiply the top one by instead? If I want to cancel out S, I can multiply the top by -8 instead. So then we'd have -8S over positive 8S. So you have some options here. So now this top one is -10T minus 10S. And don't forget 10 times the constant, -5250. And then I'm not multiplying this bottom one by anything, so I'm just going to bring it over, but I do like these stacked on top of each other. And now we will add what we have. So negative 10 plus 10 zeros out, so those eliminate. Negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2s. And when we add these together here, we get negative 630. Divide by negative 2, and we get s equals 315. And now we need to solve for t. So plug it into the bottom or the top. The top is way easier. So t plus s, which is 315, equals 525. Subtract your 315 over, and we get that t equals 210. Now, word problems need word answers. This doesn't make sense to write this as an ordered pair. So what did this 10 or this, I just said the answer, didn't I? What did this T represent? T represented my $10 tickets, or they called it up here my regular price tickets. And what did S represent? S represented my senior discounted tickets. So we wanted to find out how many of each type of ticket were sold. We would need to say something like the movie theater sold 200 $10 tickets or regular price tickets and 315 senior discounted tickets. And we can always check to see, do these things meet their criteria of the problem? If I substitute those in here, 210 plus 315 does give me my total amount of tickets. And if I find the revenue, 10 times that 210 plus my senior discounted tickets were $8 times the 315 that we got, there is my total revenue right there. So it all checks out.